guys? Welcome to another episode of Chopping It Up with Chuky. Today we got my boy Pedro in the motherfucking crib. What's good, my boy?
What's up, bro?
How you doing, G?
Not good,
Thank
bro.
you for coming. I got the softest hands in the Midwest right now. I mean, bro, we were just talking about how like nerve-wracking this shit is, like being in front of a camera. This is like my This is my what I be self-conscious about. My hands being ashy as fuck. What's good, G? How you been?
I've been good, bro. I've been good.
Chilling.
Bro.
Welcome to Chopping It Up with Chuky.
Nervous as shit, bro.
Nah, don't be, bro.
Right now, bro.
Don't be, bro.
I'm collecting my nalgas right now.
I know. I see it. Just sit like, damn, what's this fool?
Shit, hold up.
Why is this torso all fucking? And JP's focused on the cat. We got a cat in here today.
Man, fuck,
obviously you can see him about the. That whole closet, bro, was full of like lowrider, fucking Hot Wheels and shit, bunch of random toys. Now it's all Pampers and wipes.
I have daddy duties, huh?
Daddy duties, my boy. Switched it up.
Fuck it, well, congrats on that, bro.
Thank you, my boy. Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're excited. So, but yeah, we got my girl in here and shit, and like we got the pets. You'll see this. A ver, vente pa acá. Saluda. Ay, damn. VIP. We got the motherfucking.
He's the
special guest. Yes, low key. We should make Rue the fucking. Cause I've been doing this for 3 years. Still don't have a logo. We should just make Rue the logo.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Chopping it up with Rue Banga. But yeah, bro, what's good? You been chilling? How's everything going? I know we're here to. Let's just get right into it. You know, like today we're here to promote your soccer league that you're starting. Mm-hmm. You're taking initiative to bring a whole. Obviously, the city blessed us with the little canchitas. The little futsal. Madison really came through with that. And you're taking full advantage to make a league out of that shit. Mm-hmm. What do you have in mind exactly? Or like, what's your like your outline? What's your goal with that?
Shit, I don't even know, bro. To be honest, like, there's long-term goals. Mm-hmm. But, for small term, I think I want to fill up the league for now. Yeah. And then later focus on the long term. But I mean, shit, maybe one day, have a
whole fucking complex.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe one day have like a whole indoor for the Latinos.
Exactly.
Like back then when Centinela was here.
Yeah, Centinela was dope. Centinela was the second one that I remember, because before Centinela.
Oh, Oregon.
No. This Oregon was the last one, bro.
The last one, really?
Yeah. So the first one, you know how Centinela is behind the Days Inn, which that doesn't even exist anymore. That's no longer a soccer place.
No, it's a basketball place now.
Oh, really? Is that what they turned it into?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one was called Badger Sports Complex. The Wendy's right here on Flum. Like one block over, back there it had like a gymnastics place, and they had an indoor soccer field, and that was the first one we ever went to. That was before my dad even had the league. He was era tesorero and like the treasurer. Like they really ran that shit like legit. And then Centinela opened up, and my dad then he had the league, but he rented. And then he opened up Oregon, which he like didn't own the building, but he owned Locust, Union Sports Club and shit in the league, yeah. But yeah, that would be dope. But yeah, like we said, like the city right now, just to kind of give a little backstory on at least what I know of what kind of you're going for here, is it's gonna be a futsal league, football sala, porque pues it's just like a little. It's not a full like 11-11. Soccer right now, right? You're gonna be doing at the Tenny Park.
So Tenny Park, they have like courts, but so from my understanding, the league they have like a zone, and I don't know if you cross a bridge. Have you ever been through a bridge?
From Tenny to the other side?
Yeah, so you know how you got the little parking lot and then the little shelter? There's like a bridge that crosses you in, and it's like a big piece of land. And it's like a multi-purpose like field. And so they told me that can be used for.
Oh, so you are gonna do oh shit. What the fuck? Okay, bet. I thought it was. So you're not using the futsal at all?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
oh shit.
11. Say
less, cause low key, I was thinking about putting together like I don't want to fucking take on the challenge of an entire league, but I did want to do like a little like Chopping It Up with Chuky presents, and then do like a tournament.
That'd be nice as hell.
Like just and then it's just me fucking hosting and just fucking clowning motherfuckers. Yeah, exactly.
You know what you should do that, and then do like a little commentary thing.
Exactly. I'm gonna be the ref and the commentary, or something. We'll figure it out. Shit. But I was like, when I saw your thing, I was like, I was like, damn, they like look. I was like, they look. You beat me to the like the futsal aspect of it. But I was like, oh, that's fine. You know, like at least someone's taking. On the challenge of the full league, because I'm not committing to that shit. Like, I saw what my dad went through, but I was like, fuck that, I want these motherfuckers at my crib all the time. So, I might still like the tournament, but yeah, that's good to know. That's exactly why we're here to do the motherfucking episode, because to my understanding, G, I thought you were gonna do I thought you guys were gonna play in the low 7v7 area. No, so you're gonna use that field.
That field, yeah.
Okay,
so,
bet.
There's no field right now.
Yeah, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I think like the Southside Raiders like football team used to practice it when we were kids.
Oh, you guys did? Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean I didn't play no fucking football. I fucking barely played soccer, my boy. but especially now I wasn't playing no football at Tenny Park back then, bro. Tenny Park used to be the hood for real. Now you go and it's like motherfuckers hooping in skinny jeans. I mean, like, God damn, Park Street really fell off. But
I never was at Sherman, bro. You know, I was at I was in Fitchburg for.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I moved over here to the south side, but.
Yeah, that's where we grew up on Moreland, basically. Like my parents had we lived on the east, but like they lived on Moreland and shit, and we were there every weekend. I was like, yeah, this motherfucker lives at. His whole address. I almost gave out his social security number. Fuck. I'm tripping. But yeah.
This fool.
Damn, so you got that field, and does that one for now?
Yeah, so I asked him when I reached out to the city, I'm like, yo, you know, because I was reading on online and everything.
Yeah, that's good. You did your research.
I was doing my research because I always wanted to do something like for the past year and a half. I always thought, you know, I'm a barber, so I was cutting out my clients and I'm like, you know, I would talk to the OGs. I'm like, yeah, quiero una liga, you know.
I'm gonna hacer una liga.
I wasn't feeling the ones that are being offered right now. So I'm like, you know, I just want to make a new one, you know.
Yeah.
Make it different.
Exactly.
And so everybody's like, oh yeah, like the OGs was like, yeah, just do it, you know. If you take the initiative, you know, I will support you.
That's good. That's good.
So I was like, fuck it, you know. And then I don't know, one day I was like, fuck it, bro. Like I'm looking online. I didn't want to make anything official because I was like, shit, what if there's no parts available?
Yeah, you can't jump the gun. That's good that you didn't jump the gun on stuff like that.
So I hit up the city and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to start a league. I see that online. We have to reach out to you and propose it, right? And then you guys have to accept it, accept the idea. So I told them, they asked me a couple questions. And then they sent me like a calendar, you know.
What were the questions that they asked you, kind of?
They asked me like how many people you're planning to have, like what kind of age groups, that kind of stuff.
Insurance and all that shit, waivers.
Nah, nothing like that, not yet.
Make sure, bro, because that was like, I guess like, you know, like not to compare your league to my dad's and shit, but it was like one of the things where it was like, motherfucker gets like hurt on your premise because like even though you don't own the shit, like technically that's that's your name is on that paper for renting the field that day at that time.
Yeah.
And who knows to what extent, I don't know, like, you know, my dad made sure to like always like have people sign waivers, and just like anywhere you go to fucking Rock and Jump, you gotta sign waivers you know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers don't want you getting hurt on their premise and shit. Like there's a lawsuit waiting to happen, so definitely look into that. I assume the city will reach out about that at some point. You know, like they don't want no lawsuits either. Cause
same here, shit.
Exactly.
I want that shit. You know, I'm gonna have everybody sign one.
Yeah, that's good. So then they accept it. How long did it take for them to accept it?
Fuck, it was pretty quick, bro. It's just like, it makes it lengthy because it's through emails, you know? You're talking to somebody on email. Email, you know, it takes like fucking days to answer.
Exactly. Like if these motherfuckers are busy and all that shit.
You know, no disrespect, you know, if y'all watching this, no disrespect to you guys. But,
if someone from the city is watching this, fix my fucking potholes, fam. Why the fuck do bro, I'm about to start making a list of everything. I'm gonna make an app that like pinpoints every pothole.
Man,
that's a side note. But
but that's what made it lengthy, and you know, and I think his name is Kevin. So if you're watching this, you know, appreciate your work and
Kevin.
You know, reaching out and, you know, fucking coping with me, because, you know, there was a lot of shit that I was asking him, and
he was patient.
Yeah, he was probably like, fuck, this
he's like,
too much shit.
Motherfucking Barber Pedro at Gmail again, fam.
Yeah, man. And, you know, I reached out, and, you know, it was like, it must have been like a couple weeks. I think I hit him up around February.
Okay, so that's fairly fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and he told me like around. No, I think I hit him up during January, and then around February he was gonna open up the city was gonna open up the parks, and then it was gonna be like the priority groups, you know, so maybe you know the OG leagues and you know
yeah, they do that, like
if, you know that.
Yeah, then too I mean we don't notice that because we don't play that shit exactly. But you just like drive around on a Thursday afternoon, bro. Every park has
they all
has frisbee and shit
going on.
Yeah,
any shit, you know.
Luckily which is dope.
Yeah,
you know, like that the city has that Madison itself has. You know, like if you're an outdoorsy motherfucker, there's things to do.
So that's what they told me. Like I can't remember the dates exactly, but they told me like they were gonna open it first to the priority group, and then like 1 week or 2 weeks after that, they were gonna open it to the public. You know, so I was like, shit.
What's funny? Yeah, that's like you got you got that feel, and they were like, yeah, fam, ain't nobody trying to rent any park. You can have it.
But they offered me like a couple of other parks, you know.
Oh really? Like which ones?
Fuck, bro, you making me remember.
Or just like east side, west side, like por donde?
They did.
You gotta name like the names.
They did. There was some on the west side. They did recommend like Elbert Park, but they said there was some other shit going on there.
They were like, nah, that shit.
I think it was like another tournament that was going on. It wasn't soccer, but it was something else. They were like they might take over the parking lot. So I was like, shit.
Bitch, that's Ronaldinho memorabilia.
And then they told me about that, so I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't want people like, you know, complaining about parking and shit.
Yeah, that too.
So I told him, they were asking me, like, he asked me, like, what did I want to look for? I was like, shit. I want something that has a parking lot. I want something that preferably has like 2 fields at least, just in case, you know,
of course,
I get flooded with teams.
Expanded, Yeah,
so then they put a whole list out for me that was available. And I was like, fuck it. I saw this park, Tenny Park, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I never seen nobody
do it there.
So I was like, shit, fuck.
Yeah. That is dope. That's dope. And like you said, actually, shout out to Kevin. My bad for what I said earlier. Because it sounds like you were patient, bro. It sounds like he was patient and like trying to like, okay, like what is it exactly? Like what is it that you're looking for? Like, you know, your main things. And it's like, yeah, parking lot, this and that. Central, so it's like, you know, east and west motherfuckers.
And you know what's funny? You know, this shit was funny as hell because I realized when I was looking at the maps. He sent me like 6 maps of parks. The other pendejo, bro. Like I seen Tenny Park, but before Tenny Park, I seen the other park. And the other park, that's the one that I wanted.
Wait, so you got the wrong park?
I got the wrong fucking park. But you know, like it was
still worked out.
Like, you know, I was like, fuck it, you know.
What was the other one?
Bro,
don't even say because someone's gonna snag it. Just wait.
It was on the west side, you know, but I was like, fuck, bro. Like, this park was nice.
You know which fields are on the west side that I don't even know if... he did use them. But Mineral Point Road... No, Old Sauk Road. Old Sauk Road. So you pass the West Town Mall and the Beltline buses. You pass Mineral Point Road, and then it's like the next day, like right before Middleton, there's a church. Those are nice. Those would be nice. I think there's 2 fields over there, right by some mansions. Maybe they won't allow that shit now, because like this was years ago. I mean, but even back then, I mean, like the thing about like these leagues is like no, I don't know. Everyone's like, yeah, like Mexicans this, like fam, like I see motherfuckers box at frisbee games. You know, like that's just gonna happen. Are we more prone to boxing? Are we a little bit like?
You ain't lying.
Are we a little bit worse?
I'm guilty.
Are we guilty? Are we?
I'm like guilty.
Do I love throwing hands on a Sunday afternoon after 4 beers? Yes.
The people that are gonna see this shit, they're gonna be like, man, that motherfucker's gonna start a league.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, fuck, bro.
How many fights have you gotten to playing?
Nah, not for me personally, not many, but I do talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta.
Yeah, I do talk a lot of shit, but you know, like it ain't personal. You know, it's just
it's part of the game.
It's part of the game. You know, there's motherfuckers that we talk shit to each other, but when it's outside the field, you know, you shake hands and you walk. You know, it is what it is. But
yeah, that's
shit, man. I think that's another misconception. You know, like,
exactly.
I feel like it's just like here in America, bro. Like Americans aren't passionate about shit. You know?
Yeah, especially
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you'd be surprised, bro. Like even like we play co-ed, fam, co-ed at Kiva, and like antes like ibas a jugar like allá el Kiva, because we would say like it's chiller with the white folks, and it's like nah, fuck, these motherfuckers know exactly what they're doing too.
I heard.
You know, so like it's just. Like it really is just a competitive nature is always gonna lead to like two motherfuckers who want to win are gonna clash.
Oh yeah, they will.
So and then is there, so it's like it really is never like we're just kidding about like the shit, but like it's not a race thing. No, it's really it's like there's hot heads in every so, but like part of the way to like I think and like. To keep people like from getting into it like that. That's why it's important for like teams to go in the division that they belong in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if your team is like recognize and have that like be able to be like, oh, my team's not ready for first, because then you're gonna get fucking spanked around up there, and you're gonna get heated, bro. Oh, yeah, like
because at the
that's gonna lead to other shit.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we were playing for fun, but at the same time, we do want to win.
You want to win.
You want to win. Like ain't nothing for fun, bro. You know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Even at those courts, shit.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Then people are like, yeah, we're gonna go have fun.
It's just a game. It's like
you're getting smacked 6-0, like fuck.
Yeah, exactly. ain't nothing fucking. It's not just a game when they send their goalie to like shoot a PK. It's like now you laughing at me.
Yeah, now you shitting on me.
Yeah,
bro.
Now you shitting on me.
You ain't gotta do me like that.
Now I gotta see you at the Quick Trip.
Nah, fuck, bro.
Not on city property, at the Quick Trip. Just in case my boy Kevin watching. I want to know if Kevin plays y a qué equipo le va,
Yeah, for real, man. Nah, eso yo creo que le da a Chicago or not.
Yeah, for real.
Mientras que no le va a las Chivas, no hay pedo.
Yeah, no hay pedo. Y sí.
I peeped that shit that you got the America. I like that.
They sound americanistas de corazón. I just put this here, look here, because tengo got those things.
No, hombre, la
this is from this is like I got this when just chafita, pero es de niño like esta in Mexico. But this is the one, how they're actually they're back with Adidas. Yeah, he has. Yeah. I think this is the one he did el festejo del perrito.
Oh, del perrito.
Yeah. So, but I think they're gonna bring this one back. You know now how they're back with Adidas.
Yeah, this year, right?
This year. It's like June, starting in June or some shit.
I don't know how I feel, bro. I don't know how I feel about that shit.
About the Adidas thing?
Yeah.
Why?
Bro. I don't know, bro. I just feel like Nike be dropping some good shit, bro.
I think so too, dude. But like, then you look back at like the old Adidas America jerseys, and they're raw as fuck. Like, so I don't know. I just think it's time for
a change, right?
For a change, yeah. I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too. Fuck it. I always talk shit. I see the concepts, and I'm like, nah.
That too. I am like that too.
I'm like, nah. It's not
I know the concepts.
And you're like, damn, I need that.
Yeah,
shit,
exactly. But sometimes, like, cause it'll be like, it'll just be fans making the concepts, and it's like, fuck it. Why would you scare me like that?
Why would you do that shit, bro? That shit looks horrible.
Mexico just can't figure out a good one, bro. They did that last one, that black and gold one.
That shit,
is
I ain't like to. That's real.
That one's raw. Is it?
Are
they gonna play with that one, or is it just
just for now?
Okay.
But not for the World Cup.
Okay.
I heard for the World Cup they're gonna do green and the original.
Yeah.
Green and white, I believe.
Yeah, like that's fire for like just to rock. And like it is nice. You can't go wrong with like all black and a little bit of gold. Like that's fire.
That's the prime Gio dos Santos.
Exactly, that too.
So that was that goal right there.
Yeah,
that's
speaking about
top 5, bro.
Yeah, speaking about shitting on people and like, mamas, he dragged the bro Tim Holloway. Tim Howard. Who's Tim Holloway? Tim Howard. Tim H. Tim Heroin. That motherfucker. Yeah, dragged his ass.
Dragged his ass out, bro. He did the goalie and the defense dirty as fuck, bro.
Like the entire defense.
That defender thought he got it. He fucked, bro. But just like imagine, bro, like how good you have to be.
Yeah, to drag an entire fucking defense.
And then the defender, he jumps, bro. If you seen that video, he jumps.
He legit. He's.
Ese I was at my uncle's. He had a party, and we had the bouncy house, and we brought out the fucking TV.
The bouncy house out to the TV.
We brought out the fucking TV, like in front of the bouncy house, you know, they were doing a cookout and shit.
Hell yeah.
And bro, I just remember like the bouncy house was in front of the fucking TV, and I was just like, I must have been like 10 or some shit. Like, I can't remember. I was young.
Yeah, I mean, that's
that shit was like what, 20.
Shit, I'm gonna look it up.
Bro. I gotta tell you, but I was young, but I just remember like seeing fucking Giovanni taking that ball out.
Yeah.
Chips that shit in, bro. I still get goosebumps.
Exactly, I do.
That shit.
There's a lot of stuff like that I like, a lot of sports shit. Like one of them is like I watched that America versus Cruz Azul final con el Piojo.
Yeah.
You know, like
Chucho
con el Chucho,
yeah,
pinche. ¿Cómo se llamaba el portero, güey? El que metió el gol de cabeza. Muy Muñoz. Like, I get chills from that one, G. I've cried.
No cap.
Like,
no cap.
fucking,
no cap.
I'm gonna fuck what y'all say, bro. Like, that was like, damn.
I shed some tears that night, bro.
Dude, that shit was like real passion. I was like, bro, I felt like I was on the squad.
Man, I was telling my dad, like, Cruz Azul was beating our ass halftime.
Yeah.
And I told my dad, I'm like, man, turn that shit off, man.
Yeah,
I was like, turn it off, man. We're done. Like, this shit is over.
Yeah, that's what it. That's crazy.
And my dad was like, nah. He's like, don't be with that negative shit.
Yeah,
like,
that
if you're an America fan, you gotta keep rooting to
the
Bro, I seen, you know, the fucking first goal. Who was it, bro? I can't remember. Mosquera or some shit like that?
Maybe, yeah.
I can't remember.
And then Chucho was the header.
Yeah, and that fucking Muy Muñoz at the end. And I was like, yo.
¡Vuela el ave! El cielo es el límite hoy para Cementeros y para Águilas. Esta final sigue abierta. Casi seguro que nos vamos a ir a los tiempos extras.
Like, he's legit. Like, I bet you he had to go to the hospital afterwards. Just like kind of chill out. Like, that's crazy. Like, blood pressure up here.
I miss coaches like that, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love who we got right now, though.
Yeah, Jardine. Like, Jardine reminds me. He reminds me of Piojo, but like more chill. You know? Cause like he still has that passion.
Yeah.
But he's more chill. Like no es tan cabrón como el Piojo.
No. Now he's starting to get a little. He's always like checking the refs and shit. Like I love that shit. The other day, cuando jugaron contra Chivas and shit, there's like the clip that like I've been seeing more clips of more clips of cuando la baja than the actual goals. You know, it's just like fucking just and just controls it. Like that motherfucker, it's crazy because like, I mean, I don't even know. Obviously, he's Brazilian. I don't know where the fuck they actually got him from, like where he was before this. But like, it's almost like, I bet you those kind of cats, like depending on where they were before that, I assume he was killing it somewhere. Because for America to like whether people don't want to fucking recognize it or not, like America is like a world class team and shit.
Is,
so like they're not just looking for, or they're not just hiring any coach.
No.
I mean, if a coach is losing like 3-4 games into the season starting off, they're out, bro. Like America doesn't play that shit. So like for a fact they know who they're hiring, but like I wonder if like damn like you know like I guess age doesn't really matter with coaches a whole lot. My bad, but like did he at one point was like damn is my career like coming to an end? And then he was like, and then came to America, and now I'm fucking tricampeón and all that shit. Like, that's crazy.
I think, so from what I remember from reading, because I remember when they announced him, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly.
He was at Atletico in San Luis. You know, he did a good ass season with them. Obviously, he didn't win no trophies, but I mean, taking them where they went, you know, they went to playoffs. I think they made it to semifinals that year or quarterfinals. I can't remember. But I also remember previous to that, I think he was a coach for the Olympic team of Brazil.
Okay, bad.
Yeah, so I think that was.
Oh shit, he had the selección.
Yeah, he had the selección.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and I think
they're not just taking any random fucking.
That was the year Diego Lainez and fucking Jimmy Lozano were at la selección at the Olympics, and they were supposed to win gold, and fucking ended up with bronze. You know.
Damn.
But I mean, I think if I'm not wrong, Jardine was part of. He was
part of that selección. Damn, that's crazy.
Coach, so. Yeah, bro, it's fucking good ass coach, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, passionate, like you said. Go back to the league because I still have a bunch of questions about that.
No, for sure.
What is the obviously you posted on Instagram. What the name of the league is? Liga
Mad.
Yeah. Okay, Liga Mad for Madison, obviously.
Madison, yeah.
We'll do obviously like even at the beginning of the episode we'll put the Instagram and stuff.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, of course. And then the inscription and all that, how's that gonna work? Like what's the cost per team, cost per player?
So per team, to register as a team as a whole, it's $300.
Okay.
We just one-time fee, and I was thinking about like raising it like every 2 weeks, but then I was like, nah,
Oh yeah, no.
People are not gonna fuck with it, so
yeah.
I said, fuck it, $300. You got until the last week of April.
Yeah.
And the last week of April, I'm gonna text you, but you still got like a shit ton of time.
Yeah, you do have a shit ton of time.
You got a shit ton of time to get, your team together, your guys together.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that hit me up like, yo, like, how's this gonna work? I'm like, it's $300. I give them the info, and they're just asking. They're not, they're like in the middle.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't read half the shit. Bro, you don't know how many times like, fucking just quick like. Even for like the comedy shows, the flyer, bro, people will be like, "Where's it at?" And I'll be like, "Fam, like it's like, or
it's
like,
the fucking biggest.
It's literally the biggest name of the shit, like, or like, what time? Like, wait, like, just I swear, but like you can't tell people like read the fuck flyer.
No, yeah. Then they ask me for that stuff, but it's
you just gotta answer every single time.
I have to, and it's okay, like asking questions is fine,
Exactly.
And it's $300 for a registered team, and then it's $15 per player, for credencial.
Okay, yep.
And everything, and then I want, like you said about the waivers, I want every player to sign a waiver. And then also I was thinking of doing like a team waiver, where like the guy that's in charge of the team holds their players accountable. Like how we were talking about earlier about fighting and shit.
Exactly.
Like, okay, talking shit is okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just talk,
Part of the game, yeah.
It's part of the game. Who hasn't talked shit in the field?
Exactly.
But when it gets to physical, and, people getting hurt, and we got,
there's kids and stuff. There's kids, there's women.
So when it gets down to that, like we want to get strict with that,
Yeah, that's good.
We've been in leagues where like shit happens, like fights happen,
and they just brush it off,
and nothing happens, and it's like you gotta be strict about that shit. Because if that team fought one time and you're like, all right, we'll give you 1 game suspension, but next game you come back thinking they're gonna be chill.
Yeah.
They're gonna go back to the same shit.
Exactly. Yeah, you give people a little bit of like you let loose on the leash and they dip off and shit.
Right.
People are under, like I said, like it's not everyone and it's not a certain type of people. It's just people just wouldn't.
People in general.
In general.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I do want to focus on.
That's dope. I never thought about that. Like a team waiver where they have to hold themselves accountable. Also.
Where it's like look, if your guys are fighting, there's gonna be warnings and shit like that. Maybe just one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
and
one warning, and that's it.
And that's all anyone should fucking have. Like that's the privilege of even like just getting the warning.
Yeah.
And obviously that depends on
how bad
the severity of it.
Yeah. Now we got the whole team clashing and beating the fuck out of somebody. I'm like, hey, bro, you guys gotta go.
Yeah.
you guys gotta go. But like, there's just shit like that, bro. Like that we want to work on. Like.
Yeah.
I get it, we're all passionate. I mean, I'm guilty of it,
Exactly.
I talk shit to the point where, maybe, you go face to face.
Box,
yeah, exactly. But it's just nature, I guess.
Yeah. Which also, like, sometimes it's like that's where I think the refs are also like should be held accountable for stuff.
For sure.
Always,
for
I think they are. I think everyone is like agree. Everyone agrees on that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like if because there's games where like I've seen, you see it in professional soccer all the time too, and you see it here obviously. But it's like, fam, like okay, you like that was a hard hit. All right, you let it, like cool. And then someone gets that dude back, and it's like okay, cool. Now they're both playing.
Right.
We're letting them play. But then you let too many of those go, and then you gotta the shit has to be. The warnings have to start within the field with like, hey fam, like that was complete. No, he wasn't por el balón, like that's a straight yellow, like shit like that. So
I think.
You're obviously gonna have refs.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have newer ones. Somebody that people may haven't seen.
Okay.
Maybe they've seen them, but they're not gonna be the same. Guys that you've seen at other leagues.
Okay.
We're looking for younger guys that. And I'm gonna tell them straight up and be like, "Hey, bro, you're gonna get. That's just it, bro.
Yeah.
Don't take it personal.
Exactly.
Like, this is what you signed up for,
Yeah, exactly.
You just gotta be ready for that, and just letting them know, like, hey, and obviously there's limits to that shit.
Yeah.
Like if you tell them fuck you.
That's where they have they're in charge.
Yeah, they're in charge. That's what I want them to understand. Like they're the ones in charge.
Exactly.
Don't ever feel like
you have to fucking bow down to a player. It's
exactly.
Like,
it's like you're in charge, and that's what you're getting paid for. If they're paying you, it's because you're the one in charge. You gotta show them.
Yeah.
That you're the boss on the field, you know, you're not gonna tolerate. If you're not gonna tolerate any disrespect, then let it be fair. You know.
Yeah, exactly. From both sides.
From both sides.
Both sides, because that like. You know, it's having respect for the game itself and for like both teams. Mm-hmm. You know, like you can't no favoritism.
Bro, I've seen that a lot.
That shit is so common, bro. That's so common. And like,
and it's like, let's say, like, you know, I play my team. You know, we play and shit like that, and you know, my family's always shit on the refs and shit like that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not even trying to like say shit or anything, but I feel like certain refs, like, they call shit based off like who's talking shit to them.
Of course.
So like if my family is talking shit to them, they're like, alright, fuck this team. Yeah. I want to make them more mad. Yeah. I want to, you know, make it worse.
I low-key just heard it like I'm not even gonna say what league or like what ref and shit, but like just recently, we were at went to go watch a homie play, and then after the game we were just sitting like just having a beer and shit, and the ref that ref them like was like over there drinking with us, and that's whatever, right? Everyone's cool, we're all just chilling. For sure. But then it was like tú sabes, güey, like yo siempre les voy a hacer el paro. It was like, fam, like what kind of shit is that?
You just
like,
fucking gave it all.
Yeah, I was like, but, like obviously, I'm sure they're not gonna be like super obvious, but it's like, fam, like the fact that like that. You're fucking up the game for everyone essentially. Yeah. You know, like, everyone, even like, even winning on those terms isn't like, one thing is like, okay, you fake a foul, that's also part of the game.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's actually an art of like knowing when and how and whatever.
I got a player like that on my team.
You know, like I was real good at that. I ain't gonna lie. You know, like cause I'm holding the ball a certain way, like. I made you stretch your leg to where it looks like you hit me. Yeah. I'm gonna lift my ankle a little bit and I'm gonna go down. That's not. I tricked the ref too, my boy. Like he actually, it's not him doing me a favor, but that's what it looks like to them. Yeah. And like you're right, my boy. Like I got you. Like I completely tricked the ref into calling the foul, but it's different. That's way different than like. Not like blatant, like no, si le pagaste, or like when it clearly didn't, or whatever, like. So definitely hold the refs accountable. Yeah. Make sure that the teams hold themselves accountable. That the coaches hold their players accountable. That was honestly like when I'm sure they still do it, but I don't know. I don't see it. I used to see it because my dad had the league, but like the refs. The president of the ref association, because it was like they had a whole like my dad had the league, and then the ref was like their own little association, and the dude who ran that, Gabriel, he was like I think pretty positive he reffed pro in Mexico. Oh, shit. So like the dude was like he was on his shit. That was his whole thing. Came here, and when we had Oregon. In the morning, bro, before, because the games would start early, because it was a big league. There was games from fucking 8 in the morning to 11 p.m. You know, at like 7 in the morning or whatever. All the refs had to be there, and they would cascareaban. They would scrimmage, and they would do like just kind of little warm ups and shit. Yeah, that's like holding them accountable on punctuation, on. Even like the ability to be able to keep up with an entire game, like that's like you can't just like everyone whatever like out of shape and shit. Like who I'm one to fucking talk. I don't know if I could ref a game right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could keep up. So like for them to have to like go through that and like basically put in their little bit of work instead of just showing up and collecting fucking $85 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably higher now. Like what is the fee gonna be for the ref? Are you obviously
we're gonna be charging $150. Okay. Again,
Yeah, see that changed a lot.
Yeah, it changes.
But this was also like I'm talking about like fucking 15 years ago now, and that's completely like up as far as I know with the other leagues. That's like that's like the median. That's the average.
I think we're in the average because I think some leagues charge 165.
Yeah,
like 180.
Exactly.
So,
God damn,
that's
bro.
Crazy, man. I mean that was me last year. Yeah. I was like paying, which I don't complain.
Exactly. I get it. Everything is going up. It's but like inflation hit the Mexi league.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I mean, and like even like the you said like the credenciales, like your player card. Shit, my dad was I keep fucking comparing my dad to, but like it's just what I know, like he was charging like $10, and if you got red carded, obviously you had to sit out your game, and then to get your card back, it was like $20.
$20, yeah,
or something like that. But yeah, $10, like. And then ref fee was like 85. I think at one point it got the highest. It might have gotten to like fucking 100, if anything, you know. But like not even, you know, like.
Yeah, I was talking to, you know, some of the guys, giving them ideas, you know, because I was saying, like, you know how some teams sign up players at the end, or like,
that too, none of that shit.
And I was like, you know what, I think I made it like, you know, you got like the two first games, you can try whoever you want. You know?
Yeah, that's good.
$15, you know. I did say though I want 11 players paid, you know, like I want 11 credentials paid for, because that's your set team, right?
Yep.
And any other subs you can try them, you know, for the next 2 weeks. That's okay. But after that, like if they're not signed up, then the prices go up.
Yep, that's good too.
And I did tags. I'm not gonna lie to you. I said $50.
No, that's good,
but it's
bro.
Because like I want people to know, like,
to commit.
Commit to this shit. You know, like I'm not gonna be like these other leagues that let you sign up, like, and I'm guilty because I did sign up for players in the other league, but I don't want to be like that where, you know, you're paying, you did all this hard work, and, you know, I guess if you got the money, you can pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but like, it isn't fair for, like, you know, the teams that have been working their asses off all fucking season, and then this motherfucker's gonna rank out like $500 and bring like 6 good ass players that are gonna change this whole team up. It's like, that shit is not. I don't know.
Yeah,
with that, you know. But
I think one of the things I used to see a lot too is like people would sign their players up obviously to the team early, like in that little time frame at the beginning, but then you wouldn't see those motherfuckers until playoffs. It was like but like people would just just not play them. I don't know where these cats were, or why they didn't go. But then you wouldn't see them till playoffs, and it's like, damn. But like, I guess it's a loophole, you know, like where they're like technically they're tan registrados.
Yeah, that's one thing that I want.
But that's hard to like. How can you like? It's like well, this motherfucker wasn't living here until then, or something like that. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but like
it is.
As long as they're not playing, I guess, in another team. Then that's That's different. Obviously, you're gonna have 2 divisions. 2 divisions.
That's the plan, you know. I mean, if anything, we'll just throw it in one. Fuck it, you know. But my plan is 2 divisions and
2 divisions, 2 teams or 10 teams.
Yeah.
That should be very doable. And then like you said, if not, then we'll just do 1 big league. But and like definitely don't get like if the first year the all 20 don't don't get discouraged and shit. Like obviously you're fucking. I'm sure. Even when you started cutting hair, motherfuckers weren't pulling up like immediately, you know, like
I know how that went.
Yeah, exactly, you know, like
I ain't gonna lie to that whole first year. I was like, damn, bro, am I even in the right career? I was sitting in that fucking chair. I was like, damn.
I know, like it's like, cause even I'm like, you know, like I've been going to, you know, like I go to AJ at Atwood and stuff, and I've been.
Oh shit! Shout out to AJ.
Shout out to my boy, but like I've got, you know, like Eddie cut my hair for a little bit, like.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Eddie too.
Shout out to Eddie, man. Neat fades and shit. Shout out to everyone over there, bro.
And neat fades,
but like, these are all like, I guess I didn't really know that Eddie was cutting hair like when we were in high school, but like I wouldn't have gave him a chance, you know, because I was just that kind of person where it's like, and not just because it's Eddie, just anyone like just starting for haircuts, I probably wouldn't, you know, like I just wouldn't. The motherfucker could be my brother. I'd probably like, or it would have to be like my brother. It would have to be, but like I was like, and that sucks because I'm part of the problem where it's like, damn, like motherfuckers chasing their dreams and I can't even, you know, like I'm not even gonna let them practice. Shit, but like, you know, like I've there'll be like my homie, his girl cuts hair, or, you know, I'm like, oh, like who cuts hair, like, you know, can I or like you should come get a haircut and shit, you know, like stuff like that. It's like nah, you know, like like my bad, like I just can't.
Shit.
Or like because it was like, or like, you know, they were just starting like when you're at Aveda and they're like, yo, and I was like, yeah, I'm so sorry, but I got a pass. sucks, you know, just like,
Fuck, man.
and like, so obviously it's part of like people don't always give you a chance right away, and
they don't, bro.
And that's in everything. So
it's in every business.
Every business, bro. Everybody goes through this and shit. Like,
I bet you know, right now with the podcast, you know, there's people that are like, oh, I'm not tuning in.
Exactly.
And when you're up there at 10,000 views, 10,000 subscribers, they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, where was all that? Yeah, that was
like,
hell no, bro. Like, nah,
you never supported me when I was at the lowest.
Exactly.
And that's how it is, man. That's with everything, you know.
Exactly.
I feel like sometimes it is frustrating, you know, when you don't have that support. But, you know, I remember, like, my barbershop. I'm not saying that I'm out there either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely way
But you have your clientele now, and you have your regulars, and and that goes a long way, bro.
Yeah, man. And right now I'm at a way better position than I was 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And I feel like I was thinking about tirando la toalla, you know?
Yeah.
Like, shit, I'm about to give up, you know?
Yeah.
Damn near, I'm not lying to you. I tell the guys at the shop all the time, like, my first year, I was like, a la verga, bro.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, bro. Like, I remember December, and I was like, fuck, bro, I'm about to quit, bro.
Yeah. What were you doing before that? I mean...
I was on fucking shitty-ass jobs, bro. Fucking selling hotel rooms to fucking people and shit.
Yeah.
You know, bro, I was like one of those fucking people that took their job serious, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, you know, when I was at the clock, bro, I was like, hey, man, you know, you remember COVID and shit like that? If people walked in the hotel, like, hey, you can't be in here without a mask. You gotta put the
damn, he was like,
I was one of those motherfuckers.
That's funny as fuck.
But, man, you know, I was doing that
but
shit.
But it paid off, because...
Yeah, shit. I mean, you know, that's another lesson that I be telling kids, too, man. You know, people my age, you know, kids that are 16, 17 in my chair. I'll be like, look, bro, like, because the job is easy, bro, that shit don't mean it's good, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can be at an easy job and you ain't making shit. I was at an easy job, I was making shitty money, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, people my age were making fucking 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
I was like 18, 19, bro. They were making fucking $5-6 more than me.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I was getting paid like $9, $9 to $10.
Damn, yeah.
And my last year...
Those are 2003 wages.
Oh, no, mom is...
Yeah.
And I remember my last year, bro, like... My last year there, that's when I went to school, and I told them, like, yo, I'm gonna go to school, and, you know, I'm gonna quit soon, you know? And that's when they gave me they raised me to $15. I went from 10 to 15.
Yeah,
and I was like, no, mom, bro. I was like,
and did you stay with both?
I mean, like, I was like, bro, okay, I got the raise, but I'm only working like 4 fucking hours.
Yeah, so it's the same.
It's like, it's the same shit. Like, you know, I
didn't even think about it.
I had to fucking thug it out for like
that's part of the game.
Year, bro. But I tell people, like, bro,
I'm definitely not quitting my day job just yet for this comedy shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but one day, bro.
Yeah, one day that's the goal, and it's like, you know, like, I'm not. I can have some shows. Some of these, you know, some months are better than others. I'll have like a show like every weekend, and then some months I'll have no shows, and then some it's whatever. But like, I sure sound like quit my day job just yet, bro. I'm gonna be
shit. You know, one day, bro. That's gonna be a possibility, bro. Like, you know,
that's the goal.
I think there's a lot of potential, bro, and you got a future, and you just gotta go for it.
Good looks, my boy. Thank you.
And you know, I'm trying to, you know, I haven't been like reposting anybody's shit, but that's one of my things too. Like, I want to support a lot of the Madison people.
It's hard, bro.
It is.
Like, it is. I have home now, like, especially with this, like, I have a million DJ homies. I have a million photographer homies. I have a million comedy homies. Everyone, and it's like artists, rappers, and like this and that. Like, guess that I like are like genuine friends and shit. Like, homies. We're like, and then it's like, I don't know what it is, but I have trouble sharing my own shit, bro. Like, shit, I have trouble, like, but like we were talking about earlier, like, one thing is, and I've mentioned it on here a lot, bro. One thing is like doing the shows, doing the comedy and stuff, but like it's not just doing stand up anymore. It's like this part of it, and like even this, I was just from that way. And then, like, you gotta do other little random content that, like, I'm not about to be doing no fucking TikTok dances, but like I want to.
Where you gotta shake some ass in the camera.
Like, goddamn, and shit, like, fuck, I gotta wear a dress and shit, like.
Just have your homie record you.
Nah, see that? I'm just setting up my own tripod for some shit like that. Like, fuck that.
He's like, don't sign me up for that bullshit.
Yeah, Exactly. So like shit, like I have trouble signing my own or like sharing my own stuff. So, but it is, you know, sometimes I'll just like, all right, I'm in the car or someone else is driving. I'm like, all right, I got a little bit of like whatever, and just like just fucking start sharing a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And I don't do it so that people share my shit. I do it because I do want people to go to these things. I want the city to boom, bro. Like for I want everybody to, which is why like even this like. I was like, oh, bet. Like, obviously, it's also everyone at like the other leagues. It's usually ran by like an older cat who like, fuck, I'm gonna have don't who the fuck ever on the podcast. You know, like nah. Like I was like someone my age, someone like within the same like obviously not the same exact circle, but like you know we know a lot of the same cats and stuff. And we're just like, you know, whatever. We probably have the same sense of humor and shit, and like so. I was like, oh yeah, that's perfect and shit. And like, I want to be, like I said, I want to put together like a little tournament or something with the futsal.
Shit, when you do that, bro, and I'm gonna shout you out too.
You know what I'm saying? And
we'll
we can. This is hay pa todos, you know, like the futsal pa todos. There's more than enough for everyone. Like, and if another league popped up, like for like someone who like orange, I would bring them on here too and be like, yo, like come through and like. Because there's a million motherfuckers, you know, like fucking Trump's letting everyone in. So like, there's more.
Hey, we gotta do it now before he sends us back.
Yeah, exactly, for real.
You know what? I am a pinche rancho running my own league.
Bro, yeah, that would suck, bro. Just like fucking. Damn, like they raid the fucking Tenny Park.
Damn, nah, don't give him ideas, bro. Don't give him ideas, bro.
Stay on the west side. You can raid anything you want over there.
Just raid anything down in Middleton.
Yeah, for real.
Over there, fucking what is that shit called?
And the north side.
The mall.
yeah.
What's that mall? Shorewood? No. Over there by where's that Middleton area, downtown area? Fuck.
Middleton has a downtown.
Whole Foods.
Oh, Hilldale. Yeah.
If you want to go raise some shit, go to Hilldale.
Yeah, go to Hilldale. There's probably some fucking illegal ass Germans.
Hell yeah.
Illegal ass Russians. But shit, man. So we're gonna you know close this episode, end this episode. Thank you so much for coming, my boy.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you for having me in.
I look forward to Liga. I definitely wanna. I'm gonna talk to these cats and see if we put a little fucking just for fun team out there. I need to go out there and sweat a little bit. It's gonna be Sundays. Sundays at Tenny Park.
At Tenny Park from 8 a.m. to like the latest game is gonna be 4 p.m. So
okay,
6, you know. But
yeah. The best way to reach you is
Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. It's LIGAMAD LIGAMAD_. Or Facebook, if you got Facebook, you know, follow us on there. It's LIGAMAD, you know, Facebook. You'll see our logo. It has a little capital, the little Madison.
Yeah, the logo's dope. Who made that?
I made that shit.
Oh, you snap, my boy.
I don't know, bro. When I'm bored, I just come up with
funk around and shit. Yeah, that's what's up, bro. That's the best way to do it.
But, you know, if you want to tune in with me, you know, my Instagram is Barber P. And on Instagram, on Facebook, same shit, Barber P.
Hell yeah.
You know,
you're over at Knee Fades?
Knee Fades, yeah, Knee Fades Barbershop, you know. Shout out to all my guys from Knee Fades. Shout out to Chuky for real for having me. He reached out to me.
You know I had to.
You know, he showed me love, so, you know, I appreciate that for real.
This podcast, bro, has been the initiative or like the initial concept of the podcast, which we kind of drifted off a little bit from, but I'm trying to bring back, which was like the perfect timing, is to highlight like local talents, local businesses, local stuff that people are doing. And so I was like, oh, bet, like that way I can, you know, like get back into that, because then it started kind of just being like only comedians that I was having on here. And I was like, that's cool too, but I was like, the initial thing that I wanted was to highlight, you know, local stuff. So I'm glad you get to come out here, bro. Thank you for coming.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Chopping it up with Chuky. Shout out to JP on the 1s and 2s, 3s and 4s.
JP, shit.
And follow us. Chopping it up with Chuky on Instagram. Chopping it up with Chuky on YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. And we'll share the clips, like the clips, comment, like, subscribe. And we'll see y'all later. Deuces.
See ya.